Welcome back to another edition of Thailand Tales in the land of smiles, and I am smiling by 2J aka Squinty. This is part 2 of the first episode in the third series. The episode we started the last time was called Branded for Life, and that is where we met Miss Tattoo's fake tits, that we kept having encounters with her, pure drunken random encounters, and we realized we didn't really click together when we were sober. So it was going nowhere, only remaining in toxicity, and it was time to start anew. And we also found out that I had another love interest at the time, which will come again in another story. So I will pick up where we left off after she suggested giving me the free tattoo before we parted ways, and she wanted to add more detail into the picture that I gave her, which is an important detail in the story. So I thought she wanted to add that picture of a Buddha in the center of it to showcase her tattoo skill and to do a good tattoo rather than just an okay one, as she loves tattooing. So she arrived at the condo on Friday with her tattoo gear and was ready for action. She set up in the living room and got down to business on my leg as I was lying face first on the sofa. My God, it was painful. It felt like punishment. So much so, I had to end it and ask her to come back for a second sitting the next day. She found that hilarious and agreed, suggesting cheekily that she stay the night and continue in the morning. I told her how that was impossible and eventually got her to go home. I was relieved when she left and had suspicions that she was going unnecessarily hard, tattooing me for her pleasure to get me back for wanting nothing to do with her romantically. I didn't think too much about it, and I was probably paranoid. In reality, it was my first time getting a tattoo on my calf, and it is more than likely a painful area to get inked. She landed at the door again in the morning, which was great because I had previously organized a meeting with the TA from work in the afternoon. She was in good humor with her bulging breast popping out at me and jiggling every time she said something or moved. The tattoo got completed eventually, which wasn't half as painful as the night before, thankfully. It turned out to be a very nice piece, and I thanked her while at the same time was trying to get her out the door and on her way so I could go on my first date with my new lust interest. I was sitting on the end of the bed, about to get up to show her out, when she pushed me back down on the bed, got on top of me, licking my ear, kissing my neck, and pushing her humongous tits up into my face. As she was gyrating my face with her cleavage, she was rubbing my Jimmy Jr. and I was saying, "No, stop. I told you, I love somebody else." She was giggling, saying, "Just one last time before I go," sniggering, "It doesn't feel like you want me to stop." as she had a grip of my pulsating you know what, like she had done so many times before. I gave up resisting and let her take me inside her so she could get what she wanted before leaving. But as she was riding me, it occurred to me, this is rape. I don't want to do this. She calculated this, overpowered me when she saw I was in the right position, got me horny against my will, and did this. This is definitely the last time she will ever get to have me in her presence. I hope she enjoys it. She did. She climaxed. Then she made sure I finished too, as she didn't believe my lying about I had finished. She insisted on doing it with her hand until she saw it for herself and was satisfied to leave. I was disgusted mentally, but didn't dwell on it. I was just pleased to finally get her out the door and out of my life. I began to get ready and excited to meet my new interest, whom I will name Little Devil, which we will talk about in the next one. As I was sitting with Little Devil in the Lam Thong Passion Shopping Center on Sukhumvit, having coffee and chatting, obviously not letting on about the ordeal I had suffered approximately an hour before, I showed her my new tattoo and asked her if she liked it. She said, "Oh, do you know what it means?" To which I replied, "Yeah, of course," while confidently joking that I wouldn't get a tattoo without knowing its meaning. She said, "Oh, okay, if you know, you know. That's okay." We sat a little longer and she said we should go. I thought to myself, she mustn't be that into me now that she has met me outside of work, and that's fine. But when we got outside, she said cheerfully that she wanted to leave as the people in the cafe had started talking about my tattoo. And I said, "Oh, didn't they like it?" She said, "Well, you already know it is disrespectful to Thai people." I was shocked, and I replied, stunned, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, you already know, and that's okay. I understand your ways and beliefs are not the same as ours here in Thailand." I genuinely didn't have the foggiest clue about what she was talking about and asked her to explain herself further. She went on to explain to me that in Thai culture, or Buddhism, it is very disrespectful to place a Buddha tattoo on the lower body. She told me that in actuality, it is disrespectful to even get a Buddha tattoo in the first place, but tattoo culture has grown and it is understood more in the kingdom now that people get them. But to place one on the lower body is definitely a big no-no. I was in utter shock, as I didn't think my tattoo could possibly offend anybody. Then I remembered it. It was Miss Tattooed Fake Tits who suggested adding the Buddha to it. Originally, I just wanted the Hamza hand, the add-on. That was all her idea. I thought surely she knew that it was a bad omen in Thailand and stung me in her own little way. She knew it wouldn't be a big massive deal, as Thai people are generally non-confrontation and I wouldn't have to deal with any problems, but I would be gossiped about and seen as an ignorant Farang. So I took out my phone to address it with her, and I saw I already had a message waiting from her. The message said, "I am sorry to place a religious tattoo low on your body. I should have thought about it better. Luckily, you have hairy legs and maybe people will not see the tattoo when the hair grows back. Ha ha ha, have a nice life. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I was branded for life by a spiteful, fake, boobied Miss Tattoo Artist. Scorned woman. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. But you can let me know what you think about that in the comments below. For the next one coming soon, thank you very much for listening. Tuje aka Squinty, Thailand Tales. Please like, comment and subscribe. Peace and love.